Ladies and gentlemen, hey, hi, how you doing? Welcome back to the channel. Thanks so much for stopping by. As we know, Modern Warfare and Warzone have a major update coming up here soon. One of the biggest, if not the single biggest update since the Warzone update took place last spring. And of course, we are talking about the Cold War integration, which is going to tie Modern Warfare, Cold War, and Warzone together through one singular progression system, one singular battle pass, and for the very first time in COD history, really, we're going to have a year comprised of multiple active titles, which I think is going to be really cool. But when it comes to the integration update itself, we can expect a lot of changes, both in terms of content and then also some behind the scenes stuff as well. So today we're going over all the confirmed changes for the next major update here in Modern Warfare and Warzone. So if you enjoyed the video at any point, let me know by dropping a like on it. And of course, if you're new around here, or if you're watching and you're not already subscribed to the channel, we are pushing to hit 669,000 subs before the end of the year. So feel free to subscribe if you want to stay on top of basically everything going on in the world of Call of Duty. Now, when it comes to this next update itself, as far as the timing goes, as we know, the whole Season 1 update and Cold War integration was delayed by about 6 days. So now, come December 16th, we're going to see this whole major update take place. But just a heads up, on December 15th and 16th, that is when the big boys are getting pushed live, alright? On the 15th, Cold War is going to get its Season 1 update. Then on the 16th, the integration update is going to happen, and that's pretty much when all the Season 1 content is going to launch for all games at the same time. So, at least as of right now, pending any unexpected major issues or bugs popping up, we can pretty much expect all the things covered here today to be added in by the 16th at the latest. So, I guess starting with some of the smaller things first, there is actually a handful of things that we know are going to be changed behind the scenes and whatnot, thanks to some developers over on Twitter, then also, of course, the Trello board as well. So, over on Twitter, Ashton Williams confirmed that there is going to be a fix to the whole hardcore cyber attack not having revives lately. Kind of a weird issue, but this one is one that we've mentioned before. However, I've seen quite a few people asking about that, and it is confirmed to be fixed in the next update according to Ashton. Now, we're all familiar with the legend that is Sputnik from the finishing moves, right? And recently there's been a glitch that has him not appearing, and that is going to be fixed as well. Again, small, but nonetheless confirmed. Then another pretty large thing that we can expect to change in the integration update is that of Warzone's arsenal. We've talked about this multiple times at this point with all the new weapons being added into Warzone, so we're going to have like 30 plus new guns to use come the 16th. But now we actually know for sure that the Cold War attachments are also carrying over as well. Previously, we weren't exactly sure how that was going to be approached, since obviously we have things like the monolithic suppressor and the stipple grip tape in Warzone, but in Cold War we don't have anything like that, at least with those benefits, right? You know, the monolithic suppressor is so good because it actually increases your range, whereas most suppressors actually decrease your range. For instance, here in Cold War, the best, quote-unquote best, suppressor in the game is that of the agency suppressor in most cases, and that still ends up reducing your range. So if the attachments just transferred over 1-to-1 like they were now in Cold War, there would obviously be a pretty big imbalance. You wouldn't have anything like the monolithic suppressor or the stipple grip tape on any of the Cold War weapons. However, now that we know for sure the Cold War attachments are moving over, I sort of envision it going like this. If you look at the different Cold War attachments between multiplayer and zombies, they actually do different things in each mode, so that's sort of how I expect it happening here in the whole Warzone integration. We're going to have all the same attachments, but they're going to do different things in Warzone than they do over in multiplayer. So, for instance, if I had to guess, the agency suppressor is probably going to work pretty similar to how the monolithic suppressor works now. Now, moving on over to the Trello board, really we're not going to spend too much time here just because there's not a ton of new things. However, we do have several things that were updated to the whole fixed in a future update mark, meaning these things should all be included in the patch notes come the integration. So, in multiplayer, they are looking to fix executions on Hackney Yard. However, this one has been on the Trello board for quite some time now, so honestly, I'm kind of surprised it's still there. Then we also have fixes coming for the nuke bug, where you just straight up don't get a nuke even after getting a 30 kill streak. Field Upgrade Pro still not functioning as intended, and weapon blueprints not loading correctly. Then in Warzone, we've got issues with the music playing after exiting a vehicle still, and that is confirmed to be fixed. Then it says the wheelsin not being able to path correctly is also getting fixed, but I'm pretty sure that has to do with multiplayer, since obviously there's no wheelsin in Warzone. Now, getting into some of the bigger changes relating to content and similar things like that, Some of this we have already talked about, and some of it is newer, or I guess to be expected with a new seasonal update. But here we got the confirmation alongside the announcement of the Season 1 delay that Warzone is actually going to be getting a brand new Gulag experience with the integration update. Now, because of the whole Season 1 reveal that we got the other night, we now know that this new Gulag experience is basically split up into two different parts. One takes place on Verdansk, and then also one takes place on Rebirth Island. So on Verdansk, the Gulag is going to be in a warehouse that actually has a Nuketown model map as the whole Gulag map. So no more prison showers there. And then on Rebirth Island, the Gulag is going to be inside of the prison block that is underneath the main building. So everything is still going to work the same. You know, you're going to have the random weapons, whether that be the ARs, the SMGs, the snipers, the pistols, whatever else. But you are going to be in different locations for the Gulag on each map. Then alongside every new season, something that always changes in Warzone is that of the ground loot. And this time around, things could be very, very interesting, just because obviously we're going to have all the new Cold War weapons added into the loot pools, so we could actually see a very diverse ground loot pool for this upcoming season. You know, normally it's just like a handful of weapons available, and it can kind of get stale after the first few weeks, but now we're going to have like 60 plus weapons in the game. I think actually over 70 at this point. So things could be very fun when it comes to looting both ground spawns, then also chests as well. I'd also say it would be a safe bet to assume that the Warzone intel is going to continue in Season 1, since that's something we've seen every single season since Season 4. Although, to be fair, Season 6 had like next to no intel, despite it seeming like it would have a ton of intel, considering the Modern Warfare and Cold War crossover. But regardless, we should have that start throughout the season, so while it might not be there right on day one of the update, it should start shortly after the update is introduced. Now, the final thing I want to bring up, at least as far as confirmations go, is just all the Season 1 content, right? But of course, this is all recap from previous conversations that we've had on the channel before. But we know we're going to have the Rebirth Islands map, and also whatever modes that brings with it. We're going to have a new battle pass for multiplayer and Warzone that can also be progressed alongside anything you do in Cold War. We're going to have the Prestige mode added in to match your rank and sync it up across all three titles. And potentially, keyword potentially, we could see some exclusive Modern Warfare content, like some new DLC weapons in the way of like the Makarov or the Scorpion Evo, but do keep in mind those are just rumors at this point, whereas the other stuff is already confirmed. So, obviously, this is going to be a pretty big update for all three titles. Warzone, Cold War, and Modern Warfare are all going to see some pretty significant changes with this one, and I'm sure a lot of you guys are probably wondering right now just how big this update is actually going to be, and as of right now, we currently have no idea whatsoever. We're probably not going to get that info until the night before the update releases. Normally that's when all the patch notes are released and they reveal all that info, and you guys already know whenever that info is finally revealed, I'll be sure to keep you guys updated. But yeah, there you have it. With all of that being said, that is effectively everything that is currently confirmed for the next major update here in Modern Warfare and Warzone. And that is going to wrap things up for today. If you guys enjoyed the video, let me know by dropping a like on it. And of course, if you're new here and you want to stay up to date with the latest Call of Duty news, intel, updates, and pretty much everything else in between, feel free to subscribe with your notifications turned on. That way you'll always know whenever I upload a new video. As always, if you want to check out any of my partners, be sure to use code WhosImmortal for a discount on all Scuff, G Fuel, and Control Freak products. Then also right now, code WhosImmortal is actually 30% off specifically on G Fuel, so if you want to grab anything there in time for the holidays, whether that be a new tub, a shaker cup, a starter pack, anything like that, code WhosImmortal has got you covered. But once again, thanks so much for tuning in, and until next time, take it easy, have an awesome rest of your day, and I'll catch you guys later. Peace out.